Hi, I'm Judy Zelina. This is the Millcreek Government Channel. The Downtown Improvement District was created in 2004 by merchants, property owners, businesses, and organizations dedicated to renew Erie's historic and central business district. Collective action brings change. That was their motivation. Now known as the Erie Downtown Partnership, the organization is an agent of change in the area. They are a nonprofit organization dedicated to the revitalization of downtown Erie, serving a 70-block district through programs that make downtown safer, cleaner, and ready for investment. John Buchna is joining us on the program to tell us about some of the new campaigns and projects that he has in the works. John, thank you so much for being on the program.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. It's been a few months, and we thank you very much for this chance again.
Well, honestly, we have a lot of things that we have to talk about. But briefly, John, let's give our viewers, maybe a little bit of background on how and why the Erie Downtown Partnership was established.
Thank you. If you look at post-World War II, a lot of men and women came back from serving their country, and, if you will, suburbia started. So communities like Erie and others recognized that as people left downtowns and moved to the suburbs, like Millcreek, there were a lot of buildings, historic buildings, that were in need of attention after a few years. So the National Trust on Historic Preservation developed a Main Street program, a model that's across the nation that really starts to draw attention back to developing your Main Street. Erie's central core is its downtown. So these programs are like this around our state, and as I mentioned, around the country. So back in 2004, as you mentioned to the viewers, this organization was created with the intent to assist the city in its redevelopment efforts. So we've transposed ourselves into a business improvement district, which is just, in one sense, a level up. But there, as you mentioned, a 70-block area that goes from the Bayfront to the tracks at 14th Street, between Sassafras and Holland, is an area that we concentrate on. But sometimes those boundaries are, they're relevant, but they're irrelevant at times, because, strong neighborhoods make for a strong downtown. And that's the nature of what we're looking to do with the city, the county, et cetera, and making Erie better.
Well, I want to talk a little bit. You've got a new campaign going, and I'm really excited about this. I just learned about it actually not too long ago, and it is the CARE campaign. And I think what I find so interesting is it's an Erie County program.
Correct.
So can you tell our viewers a little bit about it? You've got a lot of things in place on this and a lot going, right?
We do. I mean, and there's so much excitement, and there's so many programs and projects and initiatives we're working on. But if you go back a year, we were in the process of launching our downtown master plan. And as we've told the viewers before, this master plan is literally connected to the city's Erie Refocus plan, which is connected to the Emerge 2040 plan. So this was done by design. These plans align each other, and work very well with each other's plan. But our role in launching this plan, it's recommended, because as an organization, we don't own anything that's downtown, property owners, business owners, etc. So when we came out with the campaign, how do we get people to be engaged? So we came up with this whole care about revitalizing Erie, because as residents of our region, of our community, we care about our environment, we care about our community. So it was natural that we developed, when we launched the plan, under the premise of, if you care about revitalizing Erie, here's a plan that you could follow, and how it connects with the others in doing your part in making Erie a better place.
John, how important is it for all the surrounding areas to, have your core, the city of Erie, the core sparkle and shine? How does that, sort of like spider out to all the other communities?
It's extremely important. I mean, every community goes through change and transition. Some decline, some growth, and it's all good. And in it, you look at, how does our organization interact with other organizations, the neighborhood groups, the municipalities, the boroughs. It's working together to literally collectively make it all better for everybody, because you really don't want continued decline. You don't want blight, etc. So with our program, the model that we follow, I have counterparts across the state, and as I mentioned, across the nation, that we could rely upon for different ideas and how did they accomplish a goal that, or how did they address a situation that they found success, and how can we implement that in Erie? So we really look at, yes, we are an organization, but we're one of many working together to really make Erie just a better place. And I hate to say, be cliche about it, but there are just many groups that really are aligned to work together on this.
Okay. Now, our viewers, how can they help? Is this just something that, oh, it's for the city? Just city people?
It's not just for the city.
Okay.
It's for our region. I mean,
all right.
It's for our community. I mean,
so
it's for all
anybody can
Correct.
reach out to you and say, you know, I want to be a part of this, because you're going to find a place for them, right?
Exactly. I mean, I'll reference a website that they can go to other than our phone number. But, you know, we developed, when we launched the plan, we wanted people to read the plan, to understand it. So there's a website, icareforerie.com. C-A-R-E-F-O-R, icareforerie.com, is a website that viewers can go to. They can read the plan itself or a certain executive summary, but there's very clear what's our role, what's your role. The biggest part of the plan is to get the community engaged. You know, it doesn't say downtown Erie, it says care about revitalizing Erie. Care, but being engaged is a way for you to become more familiar with what the plans call for, but how is it your thoughts, your efforts create better opportunities for all of us. So on the site itself, and or by reaching out to our organization, there's a, if you will, a volunteer form, and there's some other documents there to give you more of a background, but we really do want people to become engaged. It's their downtown, it's their community. We want them to be engaged.
And it is a community effort.
It is.
And I think we really want to stress that this is, viewers, this is for all of us. It's for everybody.
When we launched this back in 2016, we have over 2,000 people already have signed up, and it's growing. We recently had some different, I'll say, press opportunities, and just that day, more emails come in. I want to be involved. I want to be involved. And we welcome that. That's the intent. When we have people engaged in their community, it's their community. They're working to make it better.
This campaign is great. At the end of the program, I want you viewers to just stay tuned, because we're going to have a video talking a little bit more about it. But, John, I'm going to jump to another subject.
Okay, that's fine.
I tend to jump around.
That's okay.
The infamous Thursday night block parties.
Absolutely.
They're still in the works, but there's a little bit of change happening with them. You want to tell our viewers what's going on and why?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think a lot of it ties into our master plan, but it ties into our care campaign as a whole. You know, as I mentioned, the plan itself, when it was launched and how it ties with the other plans, our plan has 6 primary goals. And the 6th goal talks about promotion. You know, you have groups like Visit Erie, the Sports Commission, to a certain extent the Chamber, and so many others that do activities. The Port Authority does 8 Great Tuesdays, we do the block parties, etc. But what we're looking is that, how do we become more efficient at doing them for the betterment of those who attend? Not that we're inefficient, but there are so many things to do in Erie, most of which are free. A lot are summer-centric, you know, with the nicer weather.
Right.
But again, how is it that we can start working with others to make the events even more encapsulating? How do they become even more, I don't want to say exciting, but that is a reality. With the block parties, you know, we're in the 13th year of doing these events. And if anybody knows, if you've run an event or attend an event, every few years you have to step back and reevaluate. Are you still hitting your mission? Are you still hitting your goals? What can we do better? I mean, safety has always been the premise of doing the block parties. We want people to come down, enjoy themselves, enjoy the downtown, support our businesses, but we really do want them to be safe. We're at the point where there are so many people, we were outgrowing some of the streets.
Yes, yes, you were.
We literally are saying, okay, now with this opportunity, but think about this, Judy. We've invested heavily, we meaning the community, through private and public opportunities. We've invested $3.5 million into Perry Square. $700,000 was invested into Griswold Park. UPMC Park, there's been investment. The Bayfront, there's been millions of investment. We need to start utilizing these assets that we've invested within. And that has been taking our goal and saying, all right, how do we take these and start to look at utilizing these assets?
Oh, okay.
So our summer series, our summer event series, as we say, are focusing on 6 events, of which we're at 4 different locations. As I mentioned, we'll be on the Bayfront. Scott Enterprises, we're working with them.
Okay.
And we have an area there that we've already targeted. We have Perry Square, UPMC Park, and Griswold Park. Again, they're areas that have a little bit more opportunity for more people to join in, a little bit of elbow room, so to speak, but you still really are enjoying your community assets. And so that is one physical change that we're doing with it. Now, we'll still have our local businesses involved. That was always a concern when we did the announcement a few weeks back. No, they'll still be involved. Some of our top performing downtown bars or restaurants will be involved. They'll be there to serve, and that's great, because we're about working and helping these small businesses. Vacancy is what we don't want. So that mission is still going to be there, that we work with them. But from a charity standpoint, we are a charity. We're a 501c3. And over the past few years, a lot of these events have raised a lot of funds that we are now saying we really need to have those funds returned to the downtown. We receive funding from the state for certain projects, but and also the Erie County Gaming Revenue Authority, but those are challenging, especially if ECRA gets renewed or doesn't get renewed. But here's an opportunity where in our plans, if we're able to have better sidewalks, better streetscapes, we really want to introduce a whole bike share program. We want bike lanes. We want more external security cameras. We want more facade improvements. It's those types of reinvestment back into the community that ultimately makes it better, for tomorrow.
And I like that, because it is true, reinvesting in our own community. So when you're going to any of these events, you're benefiting yourself.
Right.
And the area that you live in.
And that's literally, again, it's like your own home or your own apartment.
Right.
If you reinvest back in it, it's better for today and for tomorrow. And you see that, and you get energized, you get recharged on that. But another element in why we look to change, it gets back to what I was saying earlier in working with our existing partners. Visit Erie has the Sports Commission, and they've done an extremely fantastic job of bringing some high-level events to the area, which draw in dollars. And if we're now able to partner with them and extend a stay one day, you add that much more to our local economy. So it was recently announced that a new Lake Erie Bike Fest, meaning Bicycle Fest. But if there's 1,000 bicyclists coming to downtown, where was I going to put them in conjunction with a block party? So now by having it tied in with one of our block parties at Perry Square, we now have the physical space.
Okay.
So that now you start to work together as organizations to make the event even bigger.
Okay.
There's another announcement forthcoming, again, with the Sports Commission, with the power boats, and working with the waterfront. So now you're starting to track 500 to 1,000 or more people to these weekly events, and it's a safety factor too.
Wow, this is going to be a great summer. I'm here to tell you. And the bottom line in any of these events, of course, is safety.
Absolutely.
Safety. But you're still going to have fun. It's still going to be just as much fun, if not more.
We're still going to have our local bands. We're still going to have, an element I didn't mention is, in the plan we talked about taking that large area that we have and dividing it into 4 smaller districts or sub-districts. Those become like small neighborhoods. And those within it, they have their own synergy, their own clusters of businesses and organizations. So we've asked people to volunteer to become a care captain that's going to oversee a care team. And these teams are volunteers. Of those 2,000 plus people that have signed up and growing, we're going to have them involved and engaging, just like this organization called Bike Erie. They bring with them and are going to help with this bicycle event, but afterwards they feel more engaged. The Perry Square Alliance has been involved with helping reorganize and working with the city to raise awareness of the needs of Perry Square. They're already engaged. They've been a model. So it's groups like this that we're looking to build even more.
You are doing a great job, I have to tell you.
Thank you.
This is just, and we're just talking about some summer events here that's going to be happening in our area. I want to talk about, you're also involved with Keep Erie County Beautiful.
Correct. Oh, wonderful.
Okay, now how is that working? How are you partnering with that program?
Well, one of the premises you mentioned earlier about the model we follow is always about safe, clean, and green.
Right.
We didn't mention the green element, but we've been involved with the Erie County Recycling Program for many years. We've been involved with, now we're involved with Environment Erie. But, when you look at the green element, concrete and steel are great, but you really need greenery.
Yes.
It brings many health benefits, but it also helps you just as a person. The Western Pennsylvania Conservancy we've been working with, but it was through all these efforts together that, we pick up thousands of cigarette butts each day. That's part of the service we do for downtown to make it cleaner. It makes sense to then, as Erie County itself was looking to be, more involved with Keep America Beautiful, Keep Erie County Beautiful, we receive funds to put in ashtrays and disposable holders, etc., only to be asked to be involved to help create some bylaws to serve on the board. But how do we make a difference from a cleanliness standpoint? We care about the environment as much as a lot of the other people do. We want to do our part in recycling. We want to do our part in keeping it clean, keeping our environment better for tomorrow.
It's great because I know Millcreek is partnering with this too, and it's a great program.
Jesse's been wonderful.
And there's so many benefits that even we in Millcreek Township are going to see from this. But I think the whole entire umbrella is
Correct.
that it is keeping Erie County beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, and we all live in this county.
Exactly.
I mean, you may have, somebody who resides in the city, somebody who resides in Millcreek or parts of rural Erie County. It's still Erie.
We're all intertwined.
We're all intertwined, and if we keep it all better,
Right.
I mean, you've heard, and many of the viewers know, our asset being the lake. We need to do all we can to keep that lake pristine, because that within itself has a huge opportunity that we still need to work on, that will actually draw more people here,
Right.
which helps better our economy, overall economy, not just downtown.
John, you have, of course, social media plays an important part of
Correct.
like Facebook and so forth and getting the word out. But I understand there's a mobile app
Correct.
that people can use. Explain this to us, because I'd probably have to ask my granddaughters to set this up for me, but what's this all about?
We're no different than other businesses or organizations that want to communicate, proactively communicate, so that people or customers are aware
Right.
of what people offer, what a business offers, etc. So Visit Erie has developed the Hello Erie mobile app. And if you think about it, as Visit Erie works on efforts to bring people outside our region to our region, we want to bring them downtown. So we approached them to form a partnership that you have Hello Erie, but you also have Hello Downtown.
Okay.
So yes, we still do some traditional, we have these very, very, very popular walking maps that you can get to any local hotel. People tear them off, and they use it as a reference. What restaurants are there? What attractions are there? This is a mobile version of that, because as our community is developing, just like society,
Right.
everybody's going mobile.
Yes.
So we have to put our message where everybody's at, and we have the mobile app. It's part of Hello Erie app. It's downloadable in both versions, but that is a tool we're using to help get people to come downtown.
I think it's great. I like seeing things like that, because it really spreads your message.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, John, I do want to remind our viewers, I talked earlier about a video that's going to be following this show, so I want you to stay tuned. And this video is going to be about the CARE program. But John, you want to tell our viewers a little bit about what they're going to be seeing now?
We've had many property owners and business owners downtown that have shared their passion with us, and they want to do more. But it's that passion that we captured. And there's a handful on this video that truly, in their words, not our words, why they're passionate about downtown. And their passion is now coming through, not just in the words, but in their efforts.
Okay.
They're volunteering, but they're financially contributing. All of their efforts, working with these collaborative efforts, really do
Right.
make for a better community.
I think it's a great idea. I absolutely love it. I love the I Care button. I need to get one of those.
We have plenty.
Because I do care. I mean, I really do.
Thousands of people do, and
Yeah,
we're
we do.
grateful. We
We do.
all care. Care about revitalizing Erie, care about our community. Even your own neighborhood, show that you care, take your pride, step up.
Okay. Viewers, again, stay tuned. You're going to be watching a video about the I Care, going a little bit more in depth with the I Care program. Thank you for tuning into the government channel. Stay tuned, learn more about the I Care program.
You're watching the Millcreek Government Channel, powered by WQLN Public Media.
Why do I care about downtown Erie? Well, we've made this investment. We're here. We've built a space that provides collaboration for our staff, more efficiency, convenience to our clients. But why I care about downtown Erie is we want the area around us, our neighborhood, to thrive and grow and become better.
I care about what happens in downtown Erie because this is my home. I don't want to drive into work and see light. I care.
I care about what happens in downtown Erie because a strong urban core creates a strong region. I think Erie's revitalization is not only important to the folks living in the city, but it is also important to the folks living all throughout the county.
Well, if you live in anywhere in Erie County, I mean, this is the center of everything. This is where the hospitals are, and the schools are, and the libraries are. You have to have a strong core for the community to survive and be strong. And I know a lot of people kind of run to get away from it, but now's the time maybe to come back and make it the center of things once again.
It's important to care about what happens in downtown Erie because it's important for the city to be proud of itself. It's important for the residents to be proud of itself, and it all starts here in downtown Erie. This is the center of our city. That means a lot. That's the heart of the city. So we care what happens down here because we care about the city and we want to see it grow endlessly and flourish, and especially small business. And we want to see the people of Erie have jobs and be a healthy economic city again.
Well, we're here because we're downtown Erie proud. And Erie is starting to get a lot of pride with all the redevelopment that we've seen since we've owned the store for the last 21 years. A lot of changes for the better. You can see the growth and you can see the excitement and the energy that's taking place. The urban sprawl can't keep going. It's going to have to, like other parts of the nation, revitalize the center of the city and the heart of the energy of the county.
Someone needs to start the trend, and the trend has been started. I think now it's up to all of us to want to take part and to build our city. I grew up in Erie, my family grew up in Erie, my grandparents, my great-grandparents were all from Erie, and I think that we need to feel proud, that feeling of we love Erie, which started in the 1970s, is a great thing, and we must care about our local origins and want to keep our city active, clean, and safe.
People really need to care about downtown Erie. So many cities are seeing a revitalization, and I think that comes from a sense that people understand the core of the city is really the economic generator, the cultural generator of their region.
I hope other people care as well because there's nothing more important than your own neighborhood and your own backyard, your own town. The success of your own community is paramount.
I think we should all care about downtown Erie because right now there is a tremendous amount of innovation, creativity, and exchange of ideas that are taking place in the downtown.
It's just a good feel to be part of something that's growing instead of dying. That's kind of how I look at it.
Downtown Erie can be a good example as to showing people what positivity and hard work and dedication, entrepreneurship, whatever it is, can do and spread like wildfire throughout the city, surrounding areas, the rest of the country.
So there is a lot of caring going on, and it's transitioning between the government, the activity, the businesses. It's all coming together. It's a great nexus that's happening.
We all have to take part in our city. It's up to every individual to do good in the city, to care about the place where they live, a safe place for their children. And it's logical that one person cannot make a difference. You need the synergy and the collaboration of everyone within the community to build a prosperous downtown. And downtown Erie is the hub, or at least I hope it will be, the hub of our little city.